if we want to literally take gospel music, can I take a song that the entire gospel can be packaged into, that anybody can listen to who has never heard the gospel before? And so that was my attempt. Shegun was my attempt at that.
So you're saying that there's God saying do something, there's you feeling convinced,
Yes.
and then there's the part where you actually have to move.
Yeah, if God has spoken to you, you have to, because you won't discover other. God to be our. God's not your mate. I wouldn't value you if you don't value yourself. If you don't even have a dream, like.
I wouldn't value you if you don't value yourself.
Never. It's not something that I withhold from you. Something you withheld from me.
What I'm hearing is a fusion of deep faith with your passion for the music that is beginning to produce results.
I don't think our passions are separate. I think our passions are seeds placed by our creator. Do you get? So
Soundcheck 1 2 1 2. Hi guys, guess what? On this episode of Soundcheck with JK, I'm about to interview this amazing singer, storytelling, music artist. His name is Bode Brown. Bode Brown has stacked over a decade in music creating experience. This guy is amazing. I mean, recently we went on a busking spree on the streets of Lagos. 35 plus 1 locations. I mean, singing on the streets of Lagos, playing the guitar, singing. This guy is passionate. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a music producer, and this guy is so loaded and he's really, really deep. And I really think you guys need to hear him talk. We're about to get into the studio. Hi, my name is John Kenny, and I want to welcome you to Soundcheck with JK. Mic check 1 2. What is Soundcheck? Soundcheck is a platform by a musician for musicians. It's an opportunity for musicians, people who make music. Because when you say musician, people just think musician is a guitarist or drummer. No, people who make music, and everyone in the space of the value chain to talk about their journey, to talk about what music is for them, and to be really honest about what music is for them. Soundcheck is an opportunity for us to look at music and look at our victories and our struggles and put words to them and just be honest about what we expect, what we're looking for, and how this music that we really love makes us feel, So Soundcheck is an opportunity for even people who have passion for music or who believe in music to connect with the heart of those who practice music. And trust me, Soundcheck is going to have different people come on board, even people who are in the value chain in areas of sound engineering, people who are in costume and makeup, people who are in location scouting, who contribute actively to making music.
Makes sense.
And of course, something is going to be an opportunity for audience to bear their hearts to in the comment section, or ask questions and say, we've seen this artist, we love you so much, and this is what we're looking forward to seeing, And so that's Soundcheck, and I believe it's going to be a great, great journey. And today I have a guest. Before I tell you his name, this person, I strongly believe in his craft. I've known him for well over a decade, and I know that I promised him that I was going to do Iceman duties for him, but I don't know where I'm going to start from because he's really good. And he's one of those people that I strongly believe that everybody needs to hear. Everybody, young, old, single, married, can connect with his sound. Today I have with me world famous, the one and only Bode Brown.
Thank you, JK, for having me. Thank you, John Kenny, for having me.
First off, Bode, your mustache is special. What are you doing? What are you doing to it? I as in, like, see me now. I don't have any. Tell me, how is it working? Before I tell people about you, this mustache thing is really cute.
Yeah, it's my wife, man. Like,
by the way, Bode is married to an amazing woman. Her name is Moyo. She's brilliant. And today on this episode, we're going to get to talk about her too at some point.
Yeah.
Because I know that his journey in music is deeply fused with his marriage.
Sure.
Having a wife who really believes in you, supports you. We're going to get to all that. Sure. But let me just tell people a little bit about you, if you don't mind. So, Bode Brown is a Nigerian singer, songwriter, performer, music producer, merch creator. He has a merchandise arm of his brand. It's called Second Adam Store. They make amazing caps, amazing shirts, even make gift boxes, right?
No, yes.
But it's like the full. Okay, no, it's not the full value chain because
It's not the full.
but at least
So an extent, they're creative, basically.
Bode is an all-rounder. He's an all-round creative. And his music, yes, it's alternative, it's folk, but it's very immersive. Some of you must have heard one of his best creations, Luku Luku. Luku Luku came out, was a bang. Luku Luku put words to people's journeys.
Sure.
People listened to Luku Luku and they were able to slot themselves into it.
Yeah.
It was a Luku Luku. I can say is a representation of sincerity in music. You're gonna get a chance to react,
Sure.
but this is me trying to hype you.
Sure.
So just hold on.
No problem.
Okay, so Bode is a Yoruba man, oh. Even though sometimes he can look like an Igbo man, but Bode is a Yoruba man from Ekiti State, right?
Yeah,
I'm correct. Yeah, Bode is from Ekiti State, and Bode is a storyteller. His music tells stories. Segun is so deep because Segun begins with like a copyright something
Disclaimer.
disclaimer. Yes. Segun begins with let me get this song go,
Yes.
but na great song, and I really think this song can bless you.
Sure.
I mean, that's intense.
Sure.
I can't wait for you to even react. Wait, let me even leave this profile I'm even reading. Segun is something. Maybe because I also had the privilege of listening to the song before it even came out.
Yeah. And recording also.
No, I didn't want to say
wait,
that. Now
now.
don't allow it now.
Okay.
I didn't want to tell people that I was that my voice was somewhere inside the song, but I mean, for me, I felt really privileged to be part of that
Sure.
project. The moment I heard the song, when you sent it to me, I was like, "Awala Segun, oh. Tell me, how did you put a disclaimer at the beginning of a song?" Guys, this guy is good. And you soon hear the things that come out of his mouth. He's deep, he's good and deep. Go ahead.
Oh my god. So yeah, it was, I think from Luku Luku had already set a trajectory of how I make music. Like as it is, because why I'm going back to Luku is because Luku had a story.
Yeah.
And without that story being told, there wouldn't have been Luku. I struggled at some point to actually share the story.
Yeah.
Because what happened was there was the Luku chorus, but there was the verse. If I had sang the chorus, you would never have known that.
what. Yeah.
Yeah. So I struggled with till I owned up and I was like, you know what, God, I'm ready to share this. And then that was when I received inspiration for the verse and I penned it down, and the next day I mean, I was a copper, I went to teach and the verse 2 came. That was when I knew that God really said, my son, you're ready, and like take this. And so my songs, just from observance, I started to see how, like me observing even my own songwriting process, I started to see how you know, is as authentic as, like, don't sugarcoat things. You can be poetic, but just say it as it is.
Yeah.
Let people relate to it.
And I think a lot of people could relate to Luku.
Yeah, they, like, I still get messages till tomorrow.
Guess what? I met a young lady somewhere, and she was talking about the songs that she was listening to.
Yeah.
And she was saying to me, you know, there's a song I really, really like. It's called Luku Luku by a guy called Bode Brown. Have you heard about him? I was like, I know him. Now my guy. Now listen, they do you. Wow. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So I think Segun had that resistance, and here's why. So I learned this thing called sandwich approach to songwriting.
Sandwich approach to songwriting.
Yeah, so it's like taking something that is known and just putting it in between, or like you just bring something that's unknown. If you want to introduce something that is unknown, you bring like something that is known.
Okay.
You know, just put it somewhere into. So to me, Segun was the chorus you get, was something I'd heard from my childhood.
Okay.
There's this Baba that would usually come to our house to pray at night. You know, my parents were busy persons, but somehow they opened the home to different kind of person.
And it will come to your home,
to our home.
not around your neighborhood.
No, inside the house. Go, 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 go. Like, I think it was, whether it's one of either CNS or She Understand, would come and would pray all night. So he used to sing this song, like, and then it sounded differently. You know how that you remember a particular song, but now that you're aware, you can say, okay, this is what this meant. Or maybe even if it sound melodically in my head, I think this is what he's trying to say. So the melodies were Awayo Shegun, Awayo Shegun, oh, Awayo Shegun, Shegun, oh, Awayo Te Shumole, Shumole. But when I now started to bring like my wife, some Yoruba deep friends around, like, okay, interpret this thing, and then decided to say, okay, this is how it will be rendered well. So Awala,
yeah.
the ones, and then
yes, Awala means we are the
exactly.
We are the ones, yeah.
So the chorus was there. One day I was just in the studio, it came around again, and I was like, man, how do I? And that I was also at the point where I was like, there's godly music and there's gospel music. How do I take the gospel?
Hold up. There is godly music and there is gospel music.
So this is just calling a spade, not necessarily up like raising dust or like causing it's just saying, if we want to literally take gospel music, can I take a song that the entire gospel can be packaged into, that anybody can listen to who has never heard the gospel before? And so that was my attempt. Shegun was my attempt at that. I was like, oh, makes sense. But then I don't own this chorus. I called my mom, tried to reach my dad. Who wrote this particular? Was it this Baba? What was it? Was it a known song? And there was just nobody. Search the internet. There was nobody.
And till date.
I was like, because of the honor, and this is not theft. I know that this song needs to. I know that this song needs to be a blessing. So it's like doing a cover, but not a cover.
Not
so
a cover.
I now decide, like, you know what?
In case
here's this song.
The person, in case he hears
exactly.
Tomorrow, I know still am.
Exactly.
I don't search for you. I don't see you.
Exactly.
But not be my own.
Yeah, like here's the song. I want you all to know a part. So the part of it now is that chorus I never claimed to own. But this intellectual property.
But I mean, that could have formed the caption of a Instagram post.
Yeah.
But you weaved it into the song.
Yeah.
It's the first thing someone hears when you want to stream the song.
I think it's creative.
You think it's creative? I think it's super amazing. I think it is super amazing.
I'm grateful to God, man.
Even if I'm the one that owns the song and I hear you sing it, by the time I hear that part, I'm like, okay, this guy is something. I'll just reach out to you and say, thank you for making this louder than I did. And that's the thing about you. You are a deep storyteller when it comes to, and then God has now given you the ability to learn how to produce music.
Yeah.
So when you listen to Bode Brown's music, you see that touch, that design. And interestingly, it's a design that can be performed live. So, I have a question, first of all. A lot of people don't understand something about us musicians. A lot of people just think that we are all about revenue first. That when we just want to put our music somewhere and see it make money for us. But I want you to talk about the part of you that really wants to perform the music.
Yeah.
The part of you that loves the music, that wants to do the music. There's a difference between just means of living.
Yeah.
And I love this.
Yeah.
There's a way I feel when I'm with the instrument or when I'm singing the song. Can you tell me that part of you?
Yeah, it's really innate. Like it's embedded in you. If you like, it's more like, if you don't do this, you're not really living.
Wow.
You get like,
wow.
And I think everybody has that. As far as God has created you, it's something kicked on the inside of you that you should do, which is purposeful. I mean, if I ask you what's something you'd do if money wasn't a problem, music will probably be my,
wow. What's something you do if money was
never
a problem?
You get like, if everything said, you still find me. I mean, I asked my wife the question and she said, you'd be busking. I was like,
That's
thank
deep.
you very
That's
much.
deep.
You know, she just said,
Your wife knows.
I mean, I was shocked that I was like, I was like, so we were just talking. I was like, this question was asked as an icebreaker in an event, and I think people just didn't understand it. But let's ask this question again. What is something you would do if money wasn't a problem? Think deeply about what that question is. Do you get?
Wow.
Think deeply about what that question is. Means that your neighbor doesn't have a need. You don't have a need. So what do you have? How then do you live within navigate space and time? Do you get? So it now exposes exactly the core.
Why do you do what you do?
Exactly. So for me, I found purpose in, do you get? Like, I have a story to tell. Like I have, and it's weaved through words and music. And you have, I can't not. You get, like, it will always happen. You get it. I'm designed that way. So thank God.
And I think for something you are this passionate about,
Yeah.
you deserve to get paid.
Sure.
You know, and one of the things that you and I have always spoken about over the years that God is helping us to break. Because I say over the years because I've known Bode for quite a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known Bode from the days when he had this
Should I tell them how we met?
No, hold on. Before you say it, before you say it, I've known Bode from the days when you were nicknamed the Padist.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Do you know that Bode Brown used to be called Padist? Because back then in the University of Lagos, Bode was the one guy that could combine with the crudest keyboards that you could find. Bode could combine these sounds so immersive. Everybody who wants to lead worship wants you to play for them. So I tell them, how did you meet yourself? By the way, don't go and tell so that I can't corroborate it because it might be different from two of us. But go ahead. If you're right, I'll tell you.
Yeah. So we met. I had met this guy, Jotara, and I was just in a cafe, and I met this guy who we just happened to vibe over music.
Yeah.
And then he gave me his. I had this Apple Touch, iPod Touch then. And he gave me all his records, Hillsong, and just loaded my phone. And something happened. I think I did an update. I lost it. I went to him, and he too had lost such body of sugar. But he said there's one person.
What is a drive?
One person who would, who would have this. So he gave me the description. I should go to El Kanemi.
El Kanemi. No, why is it El Kanemi? Elka.
Elka.
Everybody says
Elka. Just. And so I go come into Elka, knock on this door, and this guy walks up to me and says, I'm looking for John Kenny. He said he's not around.
He's not around. I can never forget that day.
But thinking back now, why did you do that?
I think that was just me being mischievous. I was standing at the entrance. I was wearing this singlet.
Yeah, you were the one that opened
it. And you were like, I'm looking for a John Kenny. I'm like, who is that? Well, he's not around.
And then I was about to leave and you called me back.
The first time I ever saw you, I saw you at chapel, chapel.
Oh, wow.
You had made these shoes, Ankara shoes. See, Bode has been creative forever. Bode made these shoes with Ankara. I saw Jotara standing there. You were with him, and Joe was now saying, that have I seen these shoes that someone... That day we didn't even talk. I just saw you because you were with him. I was like, oh, Ankara shoes. I couldn't even picture how someone could make a shoe. And you were wearing one. You were trying to market it to someone. And I just saw, this guy is really creative.
Oh.
But your creativity is from forever. You are making caps and shirts. They're thinking, it's not a recent thing. No, you've been creative forever.
Oh, no.
And that's why I believe that everybody needs to hear your story. Everybody needs to hear your music. And it brings me to this point where I've always maintained that I believe in streams. I believe in putting our music on streaming platforms. But I've also always believed that people need to hear us because we really want to perform. We really want to share our craft with people. And today we don't seem to have an industry, so to say, locally that gives us that room. But I think I'll be right to say, regardless, we still want people to hear us. There's that deep part of us that just wants to put our craft there. And if we get really well paid at it, why not? What do you think is still putting this barrier in people's minds when it comes to the matter of, because musicians get married too, don't we?
Sure.
We have needs. We give birth to children. What do you think is sponsoring that stereotype in people's hearts that makes them feel like, no, I don't think they think we don't deserve to be paid, but I just think that there's an awkwardness when the matter of being paid comes up for music, especially those who now have a maybe gospel feel to their music.
So I think it's even because of the demography, which is the gospel space. Not the general. Of course, you attend weddings.
Of course,
people play in weddings.
Yes, bands come and they get paid. Yeah,
exactly. So it's more to the demography of the church. And I think the reason that is because of the understanding that the gospel is something everybody should hear without being. So it's like
the gospel is free.
That
thing, that
exactly,
line.
Like there ought not to be a restriction for. So it's, and then if you don't study in context, you can almost call it simony. Do you get what I'm saying? That it feels like, okay, I'm trading,
Simony means Simon the sorcerer.
I wanted to give money for exactly. So
that's deep.
Yeah, so it feels in people
it feels simony.
And I don't even think about this for people. This is something I struggled when I started the Jesus Cap and everything. I struggled to when I started business, this merch thing, I was selling at cost price. Like I remember
the idea of making a profit from it even sounded
I remember
weird.
going to looking back, I was like, there was never anything as charging a client's delivery fee. It was what I put on the cab, was what I take. I remember being stranded at what was this place because I didn't have money to go home. I'd sold the product. You get, and it was just.
Are you kidding me?
Now. Yes, like it was a thing. So I think it's more not of a theological,
like a cultural thing.
It's more of a gap in like not understanding value system, money, and all that. I just think that's what it is, because I think the word there is there's not been a comprehensive knowledge about value system. Do you get?
I didn't expect that you're going to respond like this, because often the challenge is, the way I've often seen it is that the people don't believe in us enough to give us. People don't. I mean, that's me saying the people don't think we're doing something serious enough for them to support what we're doing. But you're saying that even many musicians and artists too
themselves
have that's complex to themselves.
The conditioning is both ways. Do you get?
Man, it runs deep.
Yeah, it's been shaken off now.
Yes, I'm glad.
It's been shaken off, and I see it. I see that people are. I mean, I've done shows now that my shows are.
Yeah, we're gonna come to your shows though, but just finish up this thought.
Because it's just being honest, basically. Just being honest and asking real questions. There's a way. The way conditioning is basically lab rats. You're put in a particular box, and this is all you know.
All you know.
And so within this box, there's a modus operandi.
Yeah.
If you take that box, it doesn't apply to general. So
even sometimes it can be even imaginary boxes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, think about it where just on a small scale, you find yourself in church. For me, my skill was my church paid a particular person to come to church and teach.
Yeah.
And we learned these instruments for free. We didn't have to pay for it. So somewhere we started to play in church, and I remember the first time we could now play in church, they gave us drink, and I was like, official jiggers. I didn't expect.
So it was a freely you received, freely give mindset.
Freely give mindset, which aligns mostly with the genuine you. It's just that you have to understand the world you live in.
Yeah.
And it's just as simple as when I realized I was hungry.
Sorry for laughing. It just
when it just dawned on me that I was hungry, it didn't make sense. Like, I was like, why am I this broke?
And you are this gifted.
Exactly. Why am I this broke? I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I realized that like I was poor.
Hmm.
I wasn't poor because I didn't have. I was poor because I was not speaking about what I had. Do you understand?
Wow.
It was I realized it's simple. Think about the trade barter system. Do you get? If you don't carry your goods to the market,
People wouldn't know that you have it.
simple.
So that excuse of I'm poor and you're keeping what you have to
Simple.
yourself.
That's basically, it's also reduce it to those simple terms
So
of,
if I heard you well, what you're saying is that there has to be a mind shift
sure.
for many people to come to terms with the fact that if you are hungry, you're hungry because you're not seeing what you have in your hands
Yeah.
as what God wants to use to feed you.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying, I can quite relate with you, especially for those of us who are in the gospel music space. The fact that it is the gospel, the fact that we have this freely give, freely receive, freely give mindset, sometimes it can seem impostor-ish when we begin to say people should pay us for it.
Sure.
And we forget the fact that there are infrastructures that must be put in place for us to deliver a better experience.
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier, before we started this show, that one of the reasons why I started having an issue with the honorarium system is not because I don't believe in it. I think it is good.
Yeah.
I think if a church invites a musician, I think they should really appreciate them. But soon enough, I started asking myself a critical question. So is this all that there is to it? And sometimes the mixture of the fact that all the church just wants to give you is just an envelope. There's no preparation for you to even deliver a good experience, because sometimes the genre you are in requires good sound, requires you want to hear yourself sing and you want to love what you are hearing first of all, an audience even hears you. And unless we move away from the space of church people still saying, don't worry, one day they will bring Bode Brown to our church and I will hear him, to people actually saying, I'm a fan of Bode Brown. I love his craft. I believe in what he's doing. And this is a part of my income that I'm setting aside to go to a touring venue where Bode is going to be performing. You know, that's a different mindset entirely. You know, but a Bode Brown too must not look down and say to himself, it's the gospel. Maybe people should not be, I should not be asking people for more, because you're gonna buy guitars, you're gonna produce music, you're gonna set up stuff, there's a lot going on. Let me even ask you one intense one. What was it like when you first got married as a musician?
I will be honest to say that I just came to like strong realization of the gifts that I have in terms of music, that I am now the one pioneering and, leading my wife to see, okay, this is the direction I want to go, and this is where your support is needed. You get, aside not being aware at all. So not being aware feels like it's just it's a hobby. Like there are more serious things to do, and this is a hobby. Like I have thought about that for my own self, but it doesn't make sense. Like I find myself racking my head around. When you can't, like it's like no, something is not right. This is what I ought to be doing, and you can be conditioned by society just because a particular thing is not yielding, and you've not done the research to see why. Doesn't mean that thing is bad. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So for me, that's even when you spoke about like you said something about the word fan was something I didn't fan is what I can remember. People who I was pious about and I fought titanet that there's nothing like fan
in gospel music.
There's nothing like fan. They are your family, they are people you get. And bro, it's not you can clearly see the lines. You get at the point. One thing that helped me was to realize that there is the gospel of Jesus Christ dying, and there is the how to live life, which is the kingdom that Jesus Christ taught. Because I thought about it in terms of, if Jesus Christ and his disciples, what was this entire message? Was it just telling these people that I was going to die and resurrect? But I could come to a place where I realized that there was a way to live life that Jesus Christ,
that is Christ-centered.
Thank you. So there is almost like something intrinsic and something like on the outside for you to, because on the outside is mixed multitude. Do you understand? And God also made it so. Like there is the office of God and there is the person of God. Do you understand? That person of God is still what we can learn and say, deeply, do we want to give this thing for free? The office of God is like, I have this system where the rain falls, you sow, you reap, because these systems are here, these laws are operational. So you're born,
and if you don't sow,
play by
there's
it.
there's no reaping.
Do you
Yes.
understand? You don't. So you come and you're born into a world where it's a value chain. It has to be this way. I mean, think about one of the things that I didn't understand this scripture. You have to work so that you have to give. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Like work so that you would have to give.
And once you put the word work in it,
I mean,
there are principles that must be
Exactly.
because people, if you're gonna set up something that will employ people,
Thank
that will
you.
put food on people's tables,
Thank you.
then there are ways to go about it.
Thank you.
And it doesn't delete God
At all.
from the equation, right?
At all. It's the reason is just value. It's just
So for instance, someone says, "But I'm your fan."
yeah.
And that fan is preparing a part of he or she is preparing a part of her income
Sure.
to come to your shows,
Sure.
to buy any new design you put out there. The person
Sure.
wants to buy. That person is a fan.
Yeah, it makes the person's life better.
The person, your craft contributes to the person's well-being.
Yes. It's what it is. It's something I'm thoroughly studying and auditing my own life and the value I bring to the table so that it makes me confident in the way I deliver. Do you get? It's really important for musicians. Like this platform is so good. It's by musicians for musicians. And so we get to teach this is how it is actually done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't value you if you don't value yourself. If you don't even have a dream, like
I wouldn't value you if you don't value yourself.
Never. It's not something that I withhold from you. It's something you withheld from me. Do you understand? So it's like I didn't see you valuable because.
But slow down. There's a lot going on here. It's not something that I withhold from you. You did not allow me see it.
Exactly. You get. This is just basically what it is. Show up market with products. You just come.
You must tell.
You understand? You just showed up.
This has been brilliant. But there's Palo session. I'll
say why that is a
Palo sessions.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Palo sessions.
Yeah. So I think the most beautiful way to communicate a vision or an idea is to say, this is how we started and this is where we're at now.
Okay.
So when we started, it was around the pandemic or just before the pandemic.
Okay.
I just asked myself questions like, I have music in me and I've played this music to myself all this while. And I've seen even people close by react to this music and know that this is good. While I was in Jos and I wrote Luku Luku, it dawned on me that this is what I'll be doing for life. I was like, okay, so what's next? And putting out a record felt what was obtainable.
Yeah.
You get when I now went to meet a producer and I heard his cost, I met another producer and I heard his cost and I was like, something is going on here. Then I thought deeply. So it has to be just that evaluating.
Something will make you think though.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, wait, digitally produced music is a souvenir to me. I'm like, if somebody had appreciated my music right here, right now, why do you need to come to me and I send you to go listen to my music when I could just
give it to you right here?
Exactly. So the idea now said, you know what? I want more people to listen to my music. Since I'm performing it live, how do I make that happen? So I was like, at the time I was privileged to be a part of, a group of friends called Angelic Cutes. We're just cute people. I just said, you know what? I'm going to play in Salem King's house. I'm going to play in Toyen's house. I'm going to play in Marvin Uche's house. Marvin Uche will bring his own friends. Salem King will bring his own friends. And that was how the pyramid was going to grow. And I was going to be fruitful and fulfilling from performing the music that I considered, worth.
Special to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so my wife, we sat down. I think that was the first time I could recall, bro, I'm really doing this. For me to sit down with my wife to talk about music, it's like, you can't not but do this thing. If you want to do it, let's do it. And so we set on to, my wife is such an amazing, she's an amazing person, because
Big ups.
Marriage is such a beautiful thing. I mean, just to say stuff, because you really don't know yourself till people, and that's what God does. It's two becoming one. And so he brings somebody. This woman has forced me to grow.
Awesome.
You get? And so I could remember she saying, you're not going to depend on your friends. That's small. You're going to throw this out there. We're in social media age, and you're going to ask, is anybody willing? Do you understand? Let's start from there.
Is you taking the craft to the market?
Is anybody willing? I've seen God, though. Like, wow. I've seen God, because somebody opened up their sitting room. A random person called us to their home. We went to their home. We performed this music. People came all the way. This is Abuja. Came all the way to Life Camp. I can recall that event. We made it potluck. I played music, and over then, it was something
amazing.
People brought food. I had a cat. The food I took home, just because it was in excess.
Wow.
Do you understand? So parlor sessions now is something I understand as, aside the gift of music, there's the gift of curating experiences for you to be genuinely human. Think about the world of working. Think about the world of remote jobs, AI, and how individualistic this world is becoming.
Yeah, how separating can be. Yeah.
I've started to see the value in what God has given me.
Thank you.
It's a gift.
Thank you.
To bring people to relax. So for me now, the music it's not really the core.
It's to restore community.
Thank you. The goal now is community. The goal now is to make you, to heal you, like to show you you're human by you interacting with other humans, sharing with other humans. Is to restore back the idea of, if nothing else existed in this world, if sin wasn't in this world, if money wasn't a problem, how do you interact in space and time with human beings? Triggered. And to do that over music, my music is very purposeful. I love my music. I think I'm very privileged to get the kind of songs that I write, and I'm grateful to God for giving me such beautiful stuff to steward, because this is just a joke, but it got to a point where, I don't know, this is a married joke, but if you get to a point where your wife gets to ask you, like, what's the 5-year plan? Do you understand? And one day I was just listening to Luku Luku. Call me Luku Luku, my eyes are fixed on Jesus. Away from the storms and the waves, la 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 la. Call me Luku Luku, this is how the story ends. I'm becoming what I see. I was like, I don't declare the visions. I was like, wait till they find again. Now the vision be this now. I don't talk am now. Do you get? So I consider my music to be somewhat of a compass for the human life. I have like basic frameworks that I say everybody should buy into. Identity, vision, and security. You see these three things?
Identity, vision, and security.
So this is, identity is who you are. All right. Vision is what you do. Security is what you have as a result of what you do. And before, I used to think that
that's deeply philosophical.
Yeah. I used to think security was even money and just the reward like you get from what you do. But lately I've started to see that people are security.
Do you see why you should be listening to Bode Brown? Do you see why I said at the beginning, this guy is very deep? Can you see? But do you know how inspiring things you're saying are? They are deeply, deeply inspiring. For instance, you're going to turn 35.
Yeah.
and you went into the street
Yeah.
and you started busking.
Yeah.
I'm sure many people don't even know what they've never even heard the meaning of the word busking. They don't even know what it means because I mean like a Western thing though. But you brought that locally.
Yeah.
And you were able to pull up how many venues?
35 plus 1.
Plus 1, yes. What was it like? Tell us.
It was interesting.
Like you went into the streets with a speaker, a mic stand and a guitar, and you started playing and singing.
It was fulfilling. It was healing. Because I could remember I used to have this pain, this excruciating back and spine pain.
Wow.
At the end of that, I didn't know when he left. In fact, part of my routine was to plank before I left. That was, I mean, if you saw that plank challenge, it was because I was even trying to stay healthy.
Wow.
And I was dealing with pain, like my back having to work and all that. But by the time I was finished, I was like, I didn't know whether it was the vitamin D, the sunlight, whatever it is. I think it was now having to read other materials and see how for men, your nervous system is really a thing. If you genuinely do the things that you love, you won't be cranky. It was more like an emotional release.
Wow.
Do you understand? Because here's what happened. I got to that. I was like 35. I'd learned that if you
35 venues. That's what we're saying. 35 venues.
Yeah, like I just how it came about was me saying, I'm turning 35. And if I know that first, I've heard this thing where they say the first set, they're like 3 legs. Let's say 130, 30, 60, 60. Like 130 is like they explore. You're trying to figure things out. 30 is like you solidify the things you've come out with from that 30. And so I was like, what are the things that truly matter to me?
To you, yeah.
Do you understand? And so I ran that same identity, vision, security thing. I was like, identity, I am a child of God. And I understand the weight of the responsibility of what a child of God is. I understand my worth. I am worth the blood of Jesus. Everybody on this earth is worth the blood of Jesus, whether they realize it or not. And that's why we tell them it's what was paid for you since we went astray. And so the gospel became a very, very important thing at that point in time to say, you know what, I'm doing this. And so I was like, let's make this interesting. 35 keke napeps. I would share the gospel in 35 keke napeps.
Okay, that's how it started.
That's how it started. So I wrote 3 things. I was like, let's bring what my life is about, identity. So I said, vision. What do I truly want to do with my life? I was like, music. I can't go out now and record and like fall back to that same idea of I don't need to put out 35 songs yet. Let's take this music
out there.
Did you understand? So
and of course, you jammed the elder brothers of Lagos on the streets.
Yes,
the elder brothers of Lagos. You made them on the road.
I don't think I met as much as I don't know. See, there's also spiritual backing in this thing.
Of course,
the angels went ahead of.
Of course. Glory.
Too confident, lads. Like I really, if God sent you out, He sent you out. I just encountered a few people were kind.
Wow.
Women were kind. People sang along. People stopped. The children. You see that one? When I saw that, I was like, I've made it. For a child to sit down, stand, coming back from school and stand and watch me. I know what is embedded in that. That busking will now be a thing that would happen in this nation. Like it's just from like that. Somebody has seen it done. I came back from school today. I saw one Egbo doing this thing and the child
is possible.
Thank you very much.
Possible.
That's basically all you need.
It's possible.
It's all you need. It's possible. Do you understand? So I was so happy for myself that I got to do that. And I was so happy that, bro, see, I learned a lot from that experience. It's not about what I gave. It's what I learned. I learned to be bold. I learned that life only answers to like God. If you actually say you serve a God, you serve this Yahweh.
Yeah.
You have to act like it. You have to
courageous.
Yes, you have to tell us who your dad really is, who your papa be, and you have to act like it. When I went out and I finished that particular, just writing it out and said I was going to put this out online, I had not gotten to a stage where I technically thought things through. I just had a speaker. Before I got to the point I finished the keke, I was like, oh my God, I have to start looking for like a battery.
So you were already running stuff before you even realize the things you needed.
Because I had so the thing I needed was the go ahead. And because I'm a creative, God speaks to me also in creative means. I had this strong nudge that, check the date now. You will see that this day you want to announce this is exactly 35 days to your birthday. And as soon as I checked, it was 35. I was like,
and I was
like, say no more. we're doing this. And so I announced it. Guess what? I said, okay, now we're about to finish this. So I need to start getting my gears. Of course, this is sound check. How do I carry my sound out to the streets of Lagos that is noisy and people hear me? I had a combo, but it's battery powered. Will I be looking for where to power? Are you able to run that mad?
Wow.
You get? So I was like, I needed to look for something else. So there's this Echo Flow. So I followed Echo Flow, checked it. I now saw that somebody.
For you to plug your device.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
mobile.
remote. Yes, mobile. And I found this, my friend, following Echo Flow. I was like, I messaged him. I was like, you they follow Echo Flow. Sure, you get Echo Flow. I need.
If you borrow me now,
I said no. You just follow them. Then I had a strong nudge to go see. Like this was conversation happened in the morning. I'd come back. I had a strong nudge to go visit the same guy that I chatted with. He didn't have Echo Flow, and the reason was this. I can say his name, Yemi Levite. Yemi is such an inspiration. Yemi did.
He plays the guitar.
Yes, Yemi is such. He did 36. So if you say busking, Yemi has traveled 36 states of Nigeria just with this same zest.
People are doing stuff.
Understand?
People
did that at the.
People are doing
when
great
Boko Haram was it. That was he traveled. He said when he didn't get anybody, he stayed on a junction and he just did, and he just have marked this one. So I felt God leading me to go sit with this guy. I go in,
as a foreigner of some sort.
Thank you so much. And just to even pray with him, just fellowship. I go to his house and I tell him what I'm about, and he was like, "Hey, he has one speaker there."
Kai.
I was like, so in my head, I was like, one China thing. Because, busking is not peculiar.
Yes,
so I didn't expect.
Yes.
I was like, I'll go bring this. Since God has sent us,
and,
waiting
and,
else.
And there was the gear.
There he was. He brought a Roland Cube Street 2. I was bamboozled.
It's rechargeable.
Yeah, I feared God that day because I was like, God, like, now for you.
Aligning.
Yeah, so what was more scary was that it felt more like God wouldn't move if you didn't move. I was like, God, I fear you. Like
that's inspiring.
I'm so scared that I would do what you've asked me to do.
So you're saying that there's God saying do something. There's you feeling convinced.
Yes.
And then there's the part where you actually have to move.
Yeah, if God has spoken to you, you have to move because you won't discover all that. God to be our God. So God's not your mate.
What I'm hearing is a fusion of deep faith with your passion for the music that is beginning to produce results.
I don't think our passions are separate. I think our passions are seeds placed by our creator. Do you get? So if you want to really max out, you have to know that it was given to you. Do you get?
So, Bode, I have to ask, because trust me, I can go on and on about what I see.
Yeah.
About your music, about your personal life, about your creative process. But yeah, so that's why what do you see? Tell us, what do you see?
I see a world saved by God. And I'm a necessary part of it. I am a co-worker with Christ to repair this world. So when you hear in the song, the cross will ever be my thing, lording over everything. The Son of Man has once paid it all. When you hear things like the Son of Man came to put a stop to a dying world, that's just basically what this life is about. Wow. It's a redemptive world, and I'm a necessary part of it. How to repair this world and make it a better place with what I have is what I see. I see human beings being humans. And by being humans, I mean being what God has created them to be, being saved from destruction. Do you understand? And just being a part of it with all that God has given me.
And you see, and you see your work contributing massively.
Absolutely.
Bode Brown is on Spotify, Apple Music,
sure.
Deezer, is everywhere. You can follow him on Instagram. You can follow him on YouTube. Bode is doing great stuff. And on Soundcheck with JK, I'm saying, I think you should listen to Bode Brown. When's the next Palo session coming up?
Yeah, please.
This June, right?
Yeah, 28th of June. This last Sunday. Please get tickets.
It's on seller.co, right? If you want to buy tickets.
Go to my Instagram.
On Instagram, yes. In bio, you can see.
There's a support tickets. There is now. We are not shy of what we're doing again. We need money. We need money.
Come on.
For this thing. Like, it's not also we need money for speaker. I need money to eat and feed my family.
Yes, sir.
So this is what I mean. This is what my time.
There's a shift already.
I'm changing my time for this.
There's a shift already.
Please.
I'm super excited to have Bode here.
Every dollar counts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whatever.
This is Soundcheck with JK. You're gonna hear it real. You're gonna hear it authentic. You're gonna hear passion. At some points, when Bode was speaking, my heart was just moved, and that's what you're gonna get on Soundcheck with JK. So, Power Sessions is coming up soon. I think you should buy tickets and support. Come out there, sing your heart out, and give. Don't just buy regular tickets. Buy support tickets, right? The support tickets are better. Stream the music even afterwards, and yeah. I think this is a time for Christian musicians, Christian creatives to really come into the fulfillment of what God has planned for them. And Soundcheck is going to make it loud. Soundcheck with JK is going to make it loud. So until I see you again, God bless you. Thank you so much, buddy.
Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.